Yo, what's up, guys? So the original Steam Deck is an amazing device, in my opinion. One of the best handhelds that you can get for the money. I've had this Steam Deck since launch, but Valve just released the new Steam Deck OLED edition, and I got all three of the new models to test out for you guys to see which one I should keep and maybe help you decide which one you should get. So I have the limited edition, and I also have the 1 TB with the anti-glare and the 512 GB with the gloss. We're gonna get into it, check out each one to see which one may be the best choice, which one I'm gonna keep, which one's going back, and which one that you may want to consider. So first things first, make sure you like, subscribe, smash that like button, all that good stuff, and make sure you hit that bell so you keep up to date with all the Barely Average Dude content. Now, I'm gonna just unbox these. I have the special edition one already unboxed and ready to go. I'm not sure which one each of these are, so this could be the 1 TB or the 512. I'm not sure which one is which, so I wanted to leave a little bit of mystery for you guys in this video here. So let's get these two boxes open. Remember, safety first, kids, and let's see which is which, and let's try to determine which one we should keep, because I don't think anyone should get all three. I did this so you don't have to. So let's figure out in this video if you should get the limited edition, the 1 TB with the X glass, or the 512 with the glossy glass. So you know the standard Steam Deck unboxing. You get your Steam Deck in the case, you get your charge brick, as well as that's pretty much it. So let's see which one is which here. One of these is the 512, one of these is the 1 TB. I'm not sure which is which, but we're gonna find out in this video. We're gonna put them to the test and just do a quick little overview and first impressions and see which one I think I will keep. Now, bear in mind, I've only ever had the original Steam Deck, the one with the LCD, the glossy version. I never had the anti-glare version of the Steam Deck. I've never even seen an anti-glare Steam Deck in person before this, so it's going to be my first time experiencing anti-glare on the Steam Deck. I'm very excited for the OLED, just to see how all the games are looking. So here we have it, each one of these devices. We notice right away we have the limited edition text on the limited edition version, of course. Right there on top it says limited edition. Now these ones don't really indicate which is which. I don't think so. Just looking at the outside, it's hard to tell which is which. Okay, this is the anti-glare 1 TB. On the bottom there, it does say 1 TB. So this is going to be the 1 TB version, and this is going to be the 512 GB version, as indicated on the sticker here. So let's crack these open, starting with the 512 GB version, only because that's going to be that's going to be the normal version that doesn't have the anti-glare screen. So it's going to be most familiar to those who have the LCD Steam Deck. Of course, we have that addition of the OLED, so that's going to be interesting to see. So let's open this up, check it out, and see what's inside. Okay, so here's the 512 GB OLED Steam Deck. Here we have it. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but it is the glossy screen here. And I'm gonna see the difference between the glossy screen on this versus the glossy screen on the original Steam Deck. So here we have the original Steam Deck here, as well as the new Steam Deck OLED. So I think the glossiness of the screen is pretty similar here. So no real differences there in terms of the glossy screen. Let's turn this on just to experience the OLED. I do appreciate the orange button on these new Steam Deck OLED models. That just adds a little bit of flavor and a little bit of personality and character. I do like how this feels. The thumbsticks are much better on this new Steam Deck OLED. I think these thumb caps, this new cap, is a lot better than the original, so I am liking that. And here it is, you guys. The OLED is on. This is the gloss version here. Now, while that's loading up, let's check out the anti-glare version here, and let's see how this is looking. I'll also note that the 1 TB version with the anti-glare has that new case design. So the 512 GB version doesn't have that little insert, but the 1 TB version with the etched glass screen does have that new insert that you can actually take out and turn into a smaller case. So you can see that here, but it does have that insert in the case itself that allows you to have a much smaller case here. So that is good to see. I just know that the limited edition has a limited edition insert, so we're gonna take a look at that as well. I do like this new case. That is nice to see. Set that to the side. So here is the anti-glare Steam Deck OLED. Let's take a look at the anti-glare versus the regular edition. So you see anti-glare on top, and this is the standard glossy version on the bottom. As you can see how that reacts to the light right there. You can see the light is much more I guess banding, and the anti-glare is working to reduce the glare. Makes the light much softer and sort of spreads it out more evenly. But as you can see here, it is anti-glare versus the normal glossy edition. So you do see a difference there. Now let's get this one turned on and see how it actually looks when it's all fired up, just to see if there's a noticeable difference. I can tell you now, they do look much better. Just from my first impressions of the OLED screen versus the original Steam Deck LCD, it does look much better. It just seems more contrasty. It also has the OLED has an effect where it makes the screen quality look better even though the resolution is the same. It's hard to explain over video, but just something about the contrast, it makes it seem like sharper than it is, just because there is a higher level of contrast between like the darkest and the lightest color, so it has a higher dynamic range. So here it is, the OLED Steam Deck with the anti-glare coating is turning on here. And I do have to say, I do like the anti-glare. It's hard to capture over video, but I just like the way that the light reflects off of it, or reflects less off of it. The anti-glare does seem to have an advantage if you are in a high light scenario. Now, while these two are sort of loading up, let's check out the limited edition version of the Steam Deck. Like I said, you guys, we're testing all three versions here just to see which one we should keep, which one should go back, and help us understand what's going to be the best option for us. Now, you're gonna notice that the Steam Deck OLED limited edition has an all black case. The other two have sort of like this red and white logo, as you can see here, red and white logo, but the Steam Deck limited edition has an all black Steam logo, so it has sort of like a stealth look. Now, the stealth look does not translate much into the actual device because it does stand out quite a bit more than the other two. So let's crack this open and check it out. Here it is, you guys. The Steam Deck OLED limited edition. I do appreciate this new case here with like a tear down schematics almost of the Steam Deck. As you can see here, we have a tear down version of the Steam Deck showing all of the internal components. I do really appreciate that for this limited edition. Valve really went above and beyond for this Steam Deck limited edition. Here it is. So the limited edition here does also have that anti-glare screen. I wish they had like an option where you can get limited edition with or without the anti-glare screen, because I know some people did want the glossy screen and they had to go with the 512GB option to get that. But you know, it is what it is. So we can see the orange accents in the joystick there. Now, letting you know, in person they are more orange than red. I know in some videos, some pictures, they look red, they look more red or more orange, but I'm just letting you guys know it is more orange than red. As you can see here on the top through the vents, it looks more red. It looks a little bit darker just by the way that light interacts with this grill here. But letting you guys know, just from my in-person viewing of it, it is more orange than red. It is like a dark, deep orange, but it is more orange than red. I am liking this translucent sort of case here. You can see the orange accents on the actual screw holes there. So I am liking this addition, even though I always have a case on my Steam Deck. As you can see here is my Steam Deck. I always have this case. This is the mod case by JSO. You can add a stand and some other attachments. So I'm going to be putting this case on my Steam Deck, whichever one I keep, but I do appreciate the translucent case on this Steam Deck. So now we have all three of the Steam Decks here. We have the limited edition as well as the 1 TB and the 512 GB Steam Deck here. Now let's check it out. Let's zoom in here, you guys, a little bit and check out these devices here. So now we have all three. I'm going to sort of like set them up, and then I'm going to tell you guys my first impressions and my thoughts and let you know which one of these I'm going to be keeping and which one is going back. That can sort of help you guys to make a decision, and hopefully we can know which one is best for you and which one is best for the Brutally Average Dude. So I'm going to set these up and I'll be right back. Okay, what's up, guys? So we're back. I've set all of these devices up. I've been playing some games, testing the screen quality, getting a feel for which one I like the most. And I have to say, it is really hard to decide. So we have the limited edition here up top. So we know this has the anti-glare etched glass screen. Now this is the 512 GB Steam Deck OLED. So this has the glossy screen, and of course this is the 1 TB non-limited edition Steam Deck OLED. So this has the anti-glare screen as well. So these two are anti-glare. This one is glossy. Now I will say, if you are concerned about the contrast, the colors with the anti-glare, I will say that you don't really have to worry, too much. You're not really going to notice a significant diminished contrast and saturation between the glossy and the anti-glare. Now, of course, scientifically, mathematically, there is a slight degradation in the overall contrast or saturation because of the way that light interacts with the anti-glare screen. But I will say, I'm not noticing it. So you see in this scene here, we have some bright colors, some very high saturated scenes here, and you're not really noticing too much difference between the two here in this heavily lit environment. So as you can see here, there is not much difference in the overall contrast and saturation between these two. Now I will say that if you're in an environment where you play in direct sunlight or direct light a lot, you may really want to consider the anti-glare, even if you have some reservations against it. Now, as I hold up this light here, you can see how it interacts with the anti-glare screen here. It sort of softens up the light a little bit, and in this screen you can see the reflection is a lot more sharp. So what this means is that if you're in a situation where you are receiving a direct light source, you're going to get a much more reflective experience on the glossy screen here. So if in dark scenes, it's going to be much worse because you're pretty much going to be seeing your reflection in the screen. It's going to be much harder to notice your reflection in the screen of the anti-glare Steam Deck. Now, if you play primarily indoors, you're normally like in your house on your couch, then sure, go for the glossy version, because you're not going to lose any sort of contrast or saturation, even though maybe like 1 or 2% on the anti-glare Steam Deck. If you don't want anything like that, I say that the glossy option is a good option for you. Now, if you play in direct sunlight a lot, like you're playing outside, if you're playing in a building with a lot of windows and you're directly, across from those windows, the light source shining in, then I think that the anti-glare is a great option. Now, don't be afraid that you're going to lose a lot of contrast and colors, because as you can see here, you really do not notice much degradation in the contrast and saturation between the two. It just depends on your scenario. But I will say, if you can get your hands on the limited edition version, I believe it's still up right now, even now at the time of this video. you can still order that. Now, if you, of course, you need to be in the United States or Canada, but if you're able to get your hands on the limited edition version, I do think it is like the definitive edition of the Steam Deck here with the accents, the translucent shell here. I really do think it is an awesome addition for all of the Steam Deck fans. Now, if you can't get your hands on the limited edition version, I would say, hey, check out the 512 gigabyte version. If you want, I would suggest maybe a 2 terabyte SSD. You can pick that up on, online. Throw that in there so you don't have to shell out the extra for a SSD that you're not going to use. But if you want that anti-glare and you can't really get your hands on the limited edition, then the 1 terabyte is a great option. I think 1 terabyte is a good place to be for the Steam Deck. I would suggest like a 2 terabyte SSD if you have that in your budget, and you're gonna get the fastest storage possible. But of course, we have that SD card slot, so we can expand the storage here. Now, so what is my verdict? Which one am I going to keep? Which one am I going to return? That's the question of this video. Now, I have to say that I'm definitely going to keep the limited edition version, only because I believe it is the definitive edition of the Steam Deck, and I really can't see myself returning the limited edition version now that I have it. But if I didn't have the limited edition version, I probably would keep the 512 gigabyte version with the glossy screen, only because there are some instances where a glossy screen does have benefits if you mainly play indoors, which I mainly do. I don't usually play outside, but if you do play outside a lot or in direct sunlight, then consider getting the anti-glare version. Now, I'm going to do a lot more tests between these devices before I really make a final decision of which one I'm going to send back. But I'm definitely not sending back the limited edition version. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you want to see next. And yeah, now I got to charge all these Steam Decks up. So I just want to send a word out to the partial sponsor of this video, and that is UGREEN. So shout out to UGREEN. I need to charge all three of my Steam Decks. So I have this UGREEN charger here. So I have this giant charge cube here from UGREEN, as well as this small charge brick here, so I can charge up all of my Steam Deck at once. So shout out to UGREEN for sending these chargers out. I'll leave links in the description for this awesome charger where you can charge multiple devices at the same time, as well as this small 65-watt charger. I'll leave links to that in the description. So yeah, they did send these out, so they are a partial sponsor for this video. So I'm gonna charge all my Steam Decks up now before I make the final decision of which one is going back. So shout out to UGREEN for the chargers. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot we still have to test between all of these devices, but I will say, if you have the original LCD Steam Deck, I do think it is a worthy upgrade to go to the OLED model. Now, it's not sort of like necessary. I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary, but it is a worthy upgrade. I do think it is something that is, something that you can consider. Now, with that being said, let me know in the comments what you want to see next, what test you want to see between these devices and some other devices that I have in the studio. We have the RG Ally, we have the Legion Go, we have the One X players, we have the AN Neos, we have the, GPDs. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to enjoy the OLED Steam Deck now, and peace.